And we're back. Good afternoon, Arsenal fans. Big up you lot all over the world, or just football fans. Smash the like button if you haven't. And again, hope 2026 has started in the best way. Festive greetings and all of those kind of things. Happy New Year and whatnot. Now, would you start Gabriel Jesus or Gyokeres? Declan Rice has apparently travelled. We saw Manchester City drop points. They've got Chelsea. Hopefully, they drop more points. A draw would be perfect. But we need to do our job. We've got a difficult game against Bournemouth. I don't care about their form. They've got a fantastic manager with fantastic individuals. Whether we've won, lost, or drawn at Bournemouth away, we've got enough lived experiences to know that's going to be a difficult test. It's great to batter Aston Villa and put 4 goals past them. It's irrelevant now. Need to beat Bournemouth. We all know we've got Liverpool next week, Thursday. January is jam-packed with a lot of fixtures spread out across all comps. So we need to handle business, people. And hopefully we get our 3 points, start 2026 in the right way, and obviously expand the gap, allegedly at the top of the table. I don't look at the league table. If you haven't subscribed, then what are you doing? There's a few people that were giving me ish when I told them to keep the same energy when City dropped points to Sunderland. Tell them again, man. I know well enough they didn't keep the same energy. Again, we're used to the double standards. Ash, big up yourself, man. And again, I don't really care about, I say rivals subjectively in it, because there's a lot of, I think there's many tiers to being a football fan. I think we're all tribal. I love Arsenal more than anything, but I think there's some of us that love the game at its deepest level. Then I think it's just some people committed to agendas. Then I think some people are very blinkered with narratives and things, and they're not really independent thinkers. But at the same time, I don't really care about external voices. Internally in the Arsenal fan base, there's a lot of twats. We know that, innit? And I'm at the point now where, as much as it can be frustrating when people are being dishonest and inaccurate, we have to blame ourselves if we're coming across this content, entertaining this level of rhetoric and dialogue, and we're letting it make us feel some sort of way, boy, if that makes sense. Because if people are ignorant and silly and got vested agendas and we're getting mad about it, it's our fault, man. So yeah, Havertz, Wanyeri, MLS are not in the pre-walk squad. Ooh, MLS, what's going on there? I don't want to see anything with left backs. Kai Havertz. Oh, I mean, Kai's at that little moment where you're clearly fit, but you're not fit. You're gonna be in and out the squad. My hot take is, you never know what a week could do. He might be involved against Liverpool. I kind of in my head penciled in Kai Havertz to kind of be involved against Portsmouth, if that makes sense. Wanyeri, it's gonna add more speculation in it. Respectfully to Wanyeri, he's one of the three. Max Dowman, Miles Lewis Skelly, and Wanyeri are probably the 3 easiest, quote unquote, because they're young to leave out the squad. Now for MLS, obviously he's boosted his way in the squad. He's a left back. We don't have many of those options and things like that. Wanyeri is the easiest to leave out, rightly or wrongly. We have Kai Havertz, Marino, Eze, Odegaard, indirectly or directly. These attackers, Jesus now, they're going to take precedence, whether I like it or not, people. So it is what it is. I was told City attack is more reliable when we have scored in every game except one, and they haven't scored in 4 games this season. Also, they have scored only 3 more goals than us in all comps, which shows us that there's many gears to go up. It shows us that we've got more than one goal scorer. We can score in many different situations. Obviously, evidently, there's been a lot of injuries and things like that, and we've still made it happen. Again, individually, I don't feel any of our attackers, bar Trossard, have really been at the races, fit and firing since the start of the season. Obviously, I get a bit of that would be Mikel Arteta's tactics and not having them available, which shows we can go up the gears. But I hear you, Ash. I'm not saying you're lazy, but it's probably lazy to read into that. We know City have way more firepower than us. They're about to bring in Semenyo, who hopefully doesn't bag today, but at this moment in time, he's got 9 goals in the Premier League. Foden's got about 7. I could be wrong. Haaland's on 19, and it's crazy. So we do know that. But at the same time, we've got a decent attacking unit. We need to get to those great standards in that end. I actually think we need to get back to those. We're good defensively, but I think we need to be great. Hopefully, Magalhaes has that. And then, the world's our oyster, because as we've entered 2026, what I want to see now is mainly my attacking players really go through the gears. And whether we win the league or not, let's be honest, we haven't been, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but since August to now, for whatever reason, I don't feel we've put in a run of great 90 minutes or had that many great 90-minute games. We've been good a lot of the time. We've had some good moments, which shows us that we can go up the gears. So hopefully we do, man. Trossard moving smarter on the wings, then Saka off current form. Run up the likes as you arrive, stream people. Appreciate you. Well, go on, Killy. Big up Nairobi. Big up the Kenyans, man. Waiting for Speed to come through on his Africa tour. You should pull up sometimes. City using Semenyo as a Trojan horse. Madueke should start ahead of Saka at this point. Big up Madueke, but I'm sorry. Saka needs to play. Whether is Saka's form that bad, or are we seeing a good Bukayo Saka and we're used to a great Bukayo Saka? And I know he's not necessarily scoring, but even when we scored on goals, he's not too far from the crime scene. I'm sorry. I like what Madueke could bring. Saka, you're starting against Bournemouth. Saka, you're starting against Liverpool. You're the poster boy of this thing. You are the right winger. This guy make it happen. But I hear it though, because if we was to disregard all of that, Trossard's the only one, in my opinion, can't be dropped, man. Saka's not playing bad, but you're gonna, you live or die by your high standards, innit? Live or die by your high standards. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Keep your thoughts coming. Let's go over some things now. Again, on the eve of playing Bournemouth later today, we sit top, 4 points clear at this moment in time. I thought it was 5, but it says 4 points of Manchester City. We win today, we're laughing. Again, it puts, I won't say pressure, because City have been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. They're well vested in this, but it does put pressure. Me personally, I'll be honest, I think they're going to batter Chelsea. Chelsea looking disarray. They ain't got a manager. Sometimes you see teams go up the gears because of that. I think it's a write-off. All we can do is do our job. Obviously, we watch Premier League football. We entertain the talking points. But if we assume that on average, like, we're going to win, they're going to win, it's not as basic as this, but if it stays like this, we win the league by like 2 points, give or take, right? Moral of the story, just do your job, handle business. We're going to drop points. They're going to drop points. Obviously, seeing them draw to Sunderland, it's a gassers. If we drop points against Bournemouth, you can see the excitement, and we're going to live or die. I mean, my hot take is this will be the most inconsistent title winners, whether it's us, whether it's City, that we've seen in a hot minute. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. But yeah, big up Granit Xhaka and Sunderland. Kind of piggybacking off what you lot said, yeah, the Sunderland gaffer said, and let me know your thoughts on this. I think probably in a few words, I would say Arsenal are a bit more clinical, a bit more direct with their ability to score, even if it's not pass. Here we can feel the identity of Pep Guardiola, even if Mikel Arteta is Spanish as well. I think Guardiola is impressive in the way he can build up and play. And again, Sunderland are flying. They're having a great season. It's a difficult test going over there and playing them. It's dark, isn't it? I mean, can history repeat itself? In 1998-99, we were second. In 99-2000, we were second. In 2000-2001, we were second. In 2001-02, we won. Now, 2022-23, second. 2023-24, second. 2024-25, second. I got paused. 2025-26. Feels like the stars are aligning, but it does feel like we've been here before. We literally have. Arsenal, City, and Liverpool points gained in their last 8 Premier League games. Arsenal apparently had the hardest run of fixtures. Everyone's got to play each other twice. We got 19 points from 24. City got 19 from 24. Liverpool got 15 from 24. And if you cast your mind back to the 22nd of November, these were their games, isn't it? So, yeah, man, we just got to keep going. We just have to keep going and weather this storm. Credit to Granit Xhaka. Big up yourself for what you and the Sunderland lads did. We'll take it over from here, right? In the last game week, I know we're entering the next game week. We were the only team in the top 7 to win a Premier League game in match week 19. Chelsea drew, United drew, Liverpool drew, Sunderland and City drew, and we scored 4-1 against Aston Villa. So it is quite good at the moment, man. Love Arsenal, hate the Ops. Big up yourself. Do we risk Rice today when we have 9 games this month? It all depends on the swelling, man. Listen, it's above my pay board, but I don't know if they're going to inject him to reduce the swelling. I don't know if, you put enough ice on it. It depends how his knee feels. If he has to play through the pain barrier, as much as I want you here, no, because I need you today, but I need you against Liverpool. But it all depends. And you know what? Yeah, with someone like Declan Rice, I don't know how I'm going to make this make sense, but for you to not be involved against Aston Villa because, he's as tough as old boots, it all depends on Rice. He could do the medical stuff that they're asking him to. The physio and that could ask him, is he all right? The gaffer could ask him, is he all right? Is it one of those where in your head, you're 99.9% fit, but in your head, the knees feeling a bit. Sometimes I do feel, as much as we're very critical, myself included, on whatever the hell is going on for whatever reason with the injuries and whatnot, again, in another season, sometimes the players need saving from themselves, man. And I don't think, in a good way, I don't think Rice is one of those players that ever feels 100% when the season's in full swing and he will play. You look at someone like Luke Shaw, he's known to, I'm not quite feeling it. Some players are like that. So I think it's a thing where you need complete honesty from Rice. But if he's traveled today, then he's fit enough to play some part. And who knows, he might get another right back out in, because I'm chatting, but I'm just trying to scare you lot. Some interesting sound bites have come out from Mikel Arteta's press conference. We're going to circle over them. We're open to every option when asked about the January market. We can find the solution that is short, medium, and long. It's always much better, but let's see what happens. Let's see what the news is in the next few weeks, and we'll try to make the right decision. So that tells me we're going to box a bit cleverly. We know we might have to get in the market. We don't want history to repeat itself. Arsenal fans, we know not acting in January in many seasons has cost us, but it depends on the landscape. You know, surprisingly, Ben White's come back. Kai's back to some level of degree. Where the hell is Christian Mosquera? Obviously, injuries can strike at any given moment. Me personally, I think you need to bring in a defender and another midfielder. I don't care if it's obviously I'd love big ticket items, you know, big money players, but if it's a loan, if it's a lesser known, if it's a loan, if it's an unknown kind of guy, I am a bit wary of that, if I'm completely honest with you, man. DG, how much responsibility do you put on the staff and how much do you put on the player? Because that injury happened when we're 2-0 up, and I feel like Rash should have went to the floor and asked to be subbed. It's both, innit? It's a 50-50 thing. It's like, I know we're very critical on the medical stuff, but they're not going to put, whether I like it or not, like looking at it objectively, they're not going to put players out there if they haven't gone through the protocols. But the players have to be saved from themselves. But again, as naive as it is, you do have to kill games, because I'm sure you've all seen that clip. It's like around the hour mark or something like that. Rice is asking to be subbed. Maybe you kill the game, you take him off a lot sooner. Who knows? Rest Rice. Can we really afford to, though? I wouldn't play Rice today personally. Mascara's back end of the month. But again, even the guys returning, some people can, you know, in the same way we see Gabriel Magalhaes, Ben White to a degree, Kai Havertz, as much as these guys have come back immediately, sometimes people take a bit longer to come back. And even that, if Miles Lewis-Skelly, because somebody said he hasn't traveled, if Miles Lewis-Skelly hasn't traveled and Calafiori isn't there, what's going on? Good thing we got Ngapié in it. At least what? Gabriel Saliba, Ngapié, Timber. Timber might even have to go left back at some point in the game. Ben White's there. You know what? Maybe I'm a bit nervous for no reason. Get me Yildiz. Martinelli can go right back. You have to give up on the Yildiz thing, man, if I'm honest. Limit Rice's minutes. We can play Norgard for 65 minutes. I mean, maybe I'm naive, but I thought this is what Norgard was brought in to do in moments like this and things of that ilk. I don't know if Arteta rates him that much. I'm being a bit naive with that. But yeah, I am a bit shocked. I didn't think Norgard would be one of those that have played significant minutes for our football club. But I am a bit shocked that you've not played as much minutes as, I don't know what I was expecting, but you lot get where I'm going in. He's played a lot less minutes than maybe would have expected, man. So yeah. And we do have a lot of games this month. Fin it like what we've got in no order. Obviously, Bournemouth today, Liverpool, Portsmouth, Inter Milan, Manchester United, Chelsea in the League Cup. I'm definitely. I swear we got another champs game. Either way, there's bare games. We know this, so we're gonna have to get on with it, man. We're gonna have to get on with it. I did like this picture when we played Aston Villa, man, because I think fans, you know, if you like Gyokeres, you're gonna slate Kai, and you know, people pick their battles in it. For me, if we were to pretend Marino was also in this picture, I see 4 man. But I don't see someone who's grabbed that striker spot, in my opinion. I think if everyone's fit, Kai's the one that will play. You could argue you've brought in Gyokeres for big money. You know, we need to kind of play him sort of thing. I do think there's a lot of recency bias and a lot of rewriting history of Gabriel Jesus through the middle, but I get it. He's in a good moment. Gyokeres isn't doing his thing and things of that ilk. So, yeah, man. Can't give up on the Yildiz thing. I haven't even given up on Garrett Skeeler yet. When you get tired of PSG KK, we are here, call us. I hear it, you know what? And that's why we got the Napoli done. Go and find us the next Osman, the next Yildiz, the next Garrett Skeeler, etc., the next Kim Min Jae and Koulibaly. The point being, players from any continent in the world that can be brought in, do their thing for our football club or whatever in it. So it's an interesting one. Arteta did say on the striker headache, and we got a lot to discuss with the forwards on this stream, man. It helps the team. I think that's what we want. We have options. So far, we haven't had that. So we're looking forward to having everybody on it, performing and being able to change profiles during the game as well. Do you know what? Had Trossard's form not been amazing, I'd still be screaming Gabriel Jesus left wing. But yeah, man, would you lot make it that? Oh, man. Arteta confirmed that both Calafiori and Mosquera are both out and will not be available for selection against Bournemouth on Saturday. So, well, yeah, Calafiori, man, where are you? Having a great season. When asked about XG, not Kai Havertz, Mikel Arteta said, it's another one, but as I said before, it's a stat that fluctuates so much. There are other teams that were overperforming it for a big time. So is it sustainable? No, I mean, we were underperforming. Aston Villa were overperforming. You get it? It's no coincidence. Beyond the obvious, what we saw of our iron in the game, why they got beat up in it, people. No, it's not, but it will change the dynamic. And then you see throughout the game how that changes as well. Even XG, because what quantifies as a chance? Because I could just put an aimless cross into the box and it boosts my XG, which is why you need to marry the eye test with the statistics. Because sometimes there's a reality, we could be, I feel it's not the same, but do you remember the first year we fought for the title and everyone's like, oh, we're scoring goals from different situations and we've got in doing all of this stuff? They're right. But I feel that's overperformance because when you broke it down, you couldn't guarantee that, even at the time with Saka, but you couldn't guarantee Martinelli was going to have another season of double figures. Odegaard the same. Even if we're honest, the last 3 years, exclude this year, Saka's the only one that's put in those numbers. And then beyond that, it's Kai Havertz and probably Trossard, which maybe we could build more solid foundations. But it's an interesting combo. So for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, what you've done in the last 10, so it's a stat you can use it in the manner that you want. For us, there are many other things much more important than that. Facts, but this seems to be all the range with the armchair experts in it. What do you lot make of this? Because we was talking about injuries. Izan Khan, who I believe works for the Daily Mail, said, behind the scenes, Mikel Arteta is adamant that Arsenal's injuries are a consequence of too much football being played and bad luck, not his training methods or intensity. What do you lot make of that? We are them, Arteta is him this season. We are them, Arteta is him. This season is our season. Something major's coming to our trophy cabinet. I hope so. Big up DG. Someone needs to have a word with YouTube owners so they can fix their notifications. Don't rely on them, man. Make sure you're regularly checking. Make sure your notification bells are on. Make sure you're following on socials. Make sure you check out the community tab. 4 p.m. 4 p.m.? Was it 4:30? Because we play at 5:30. Either way, we'll be live an hour before kickoff for the game today against Bournemouth. So that's your notification. That's what you need. And big up the Twitch gang as well. So, yeah, what do you lot make of this? You lot wake up, man. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Take part in the conversation, man. Big up to everyone who has. And our next 6 games, Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home, Portsmouth away, Chelsea away, Nottingham Forest away, Inter Milan away. You know what? I feel the Portsmouth game is going to be more tricky than I'm giving it credit for, but the rest of them should be all right. Hand of Arsenal was the first person I saw say this, people. Declan Rice has travelled with the Arsenal squad for the game tomorrow, which is obviously today now. The England international pushed all day to play against Villa earlier this week, but fell just short. Decision to be made tomorrow. We move. So if he was pushing, maybe again, saving for himself, but maybe he could have played. He said, yo, we're not going to risk it. Couple more days, see how the situation develops. He's good to go. It's probably bruised. It's just bruising, isn't it? It's probably just bruising, which is better than what I thought. Because I thought, oh, knee, could it be ligaments, man? Marcus, appreciate you, man. Happy 2026 to you, your family, and everyone in the chat. We need to rest Rice for this game. You see, I'm conflicted. You know, if I was a fly on the wall and they're telling me, yeah, he's 80% fit, I might not pull the trigger. Me, I'm playing you. I know it's not right. And I know I'm with you lot with the resting and all of this, but bro, 3 points. Bournemouth is serious. Bournemouth away is serious. Rice is one of our best players. He needs to go out there, man. It can't be training methods getting players injured. But I would argue to have a bigger squad rather than lighting up on training. And even that, we're getting back into that fixture calendar list. Next week's probably not the best of example, innit, people? Because obviously we've got a week. But you see, when we're in the thick and flow of January, they're not actually training like that. They probably are, but they're not training like that. So it can't be that. And even that, you know, there's a reality where if training was light and Arteta's asking these men to run up and down and play intensive football, you would see what you probably saw Jurgen Klopp's first season, where there was a lot of muscular injuries. To a degree, you need to train the way you play. I think there's a lot of things. People can get injured in training. You know, poor old Mikel Merino, when he signed, the big lump Gabriel Magalhaes fell on him. We see man get injured on it. I'm more sympathetic for injuries, certain injuries on a football pitch, innit? Like, Declan Rice's bruised knee, Mascara, those kind of ones, like Gabriel Magalhaes for Brazil, because it's not really us, innit? Like, it's not us type of thing. I feel Ben White's recent one was quite predictable, if that makes sense. Who am I? I'm just an armchair expert, but he's been in the cold. He's been really from pre-season struggling with injuries, played a lot of games. Doesn't surprise me what happened there, innit? So injuries can happen in different kind of factors, but for some reason, I don't know, man. It just seems to be following us into this season, innit? Big up Jalen in the cut. Big up DG, my guy. 3 points in the bag, and Trossard needs to show Semenyo real levels. Boy, you know what? I hope Semenyo ain't got no parting gift for Bournemouth today. I don't know if he will play, because Ariola's doing the mind games thing. The move might be itching closer to City. The move might not, for what the media is saying, the move might not be as imminent if he plays today. I don't know, man. Either way, Timber, lock him up, man. Pack, Right back at you. Happy New Year. You see the Rodrigo stuff coming out. Could be why we're passing on Semenyo. We'll get over that, but we're never in for Semenyo anyways, isn't it? At least for January. Maybe if in an alternative universe, City had no interest, fast forward to the summer of 2026, everybody throws their hat into the ring. Whoever wins him, wins him. But we're clearly not in on that. And you could argue an attacker could be a priority. You don't know my thoughts on a left winger. Badly want a left winger. Big up Trossard's form and that. And obviously Martinelli in patches. But I do think to get to the next level, we could do with a left winger. And you could argue, easier said than done. But if you got a talismanic figure that can score goals and he's moving mad, you know, that could boost your chances of silverware. But for me, I do think if we're talking, I know no one's really talking about strikers, but if you're talking about strikers and wingers, obviously you could get young players and a lesser profile. But I do feel like them marquee Semenyo signings, I think that's a luxury for this football club for January. I think we need to go for the unglamorous. If you was to, I think you don't know my thoughts in it. I think we're getting closer to a complete squad, even though that's an illusion. Arteta could have 50, every manager could have about 100 players to pick from, and they'll still ask for more. That's what it's about, right? But in terms of a complete squad, we're kind of getting close. If it was up to me, I think two centre mids, a left winger, another defender, and we're great. But if I was to break those things down for January, yeah, I would love to be involved in certain conversations, but I would want a centre mid more. I'd want a versatile defender more. I am getting a bit nervous with it, people. But yeah, Declan Rice's travel. Keep your talking points coming. Completely random, but Gabriel Jesus' strike against Aston Villa in midweek was his first ever goal from outside the box in the Premier League, people. In what was his 77th goal in the competition. He still never lost a Premier League game in which he has scored in, which is he's 158, drawn 5. Unfortunately, he ain't scored enough goals then, have you, really and truly? Trossard is the only Arsenal player to score and assist in multiple PL games this season. You lot wanted him sold. I told, man, believe in this guy. Goal and assist against Villa. Goal and assist against Tottenham Hotspur. He has the most assists for and most joint goals 5 of any player in the league this season. Man of the moment, can't be dropped. Arteta refused to focus on a potential 7-point lead if Arsenal beat Bournemouth and is instead focused on winning. And that's all you can do. All you can do is focus on nullifying Bournemouth, putting your best foot forward, every individual winning their battles. The collective takes care of themselves and we keep it moving. The important thing is to go to Bournemouth, be better than them and beat them. After that, it's not in our control. It will be like this the following match and the following one. That's where we are. It sounds very simple, very difficult to do, and we are so willing to achieve it. Samu already on in January. Nah, man. Like, I'm not being funny. Whether Gyokeres works or not, you've just bought him. Make it work. You've got Kai coming back. You've got this and that. Obviously, if he signed for us and he's great, I'm laughing. But nah, man. Like, I'd rather even that. If we're bringing in an attacker, bring me a left winger. Bring me a left winger. Because then it's a next striker that we're talking about. How's he getting to the lineup and that? Vote for the men's December player of the month. Who would you lot give player of the month to? David Raya, Declan Rice, Trossard, or Zubamendi? I'm going to give it to Trossard. I feel a bit sorry for Raya because it's not gone under the radar, but it's somewhat gone under the radar. Literally in our last 2 games, you have pulled off some great saves. You're doing your thing. I think one of the nastiest and stupidest agendas I've seen against my football club is, Raya's not even that good of a keeper. He just has a great defense, which is true. He does have a great defense. He's a top keeper, though, because sometimes when our defense hasn't been there or gone to sleep, you've seen the acrobatics. He's like a cat. He probably jumps higher than a cat, really and truly. But who would you lot give it to? Declan Rice? You could. There's a lot of willing wonders. And I even forgot. Wait, David Raya, you weren't in goal for that. Doing you a bit dirty. They're doing you a bit dirty there. Weren't that Kepa? But Raya could be in there. He could. I think Trossard deserves. Zubamendinho deserves it as well. I'd go Trossard though, man. Where would you lot be at? Giving player of the month to Zubamendi. Raya already surpassed Seaman. Tranquillo, silverware. Tranquillo. There's Tranquillo. Like, Gabriel Magalhaes becomes an Arsenal legend if we win the Premier League, in particular. Saliba, you as well, but Magalhaes in particular for me, like, you lot know, you lot that have been following me for years. Like, Magalhaes is one of my favorite players in the squad. It's cool to rate him now. We was there before the new Turkish teeth, before the hairline, the bozo jeans. We was here. Look at him now, and you would think not that it matters, but like, he's a passion man. You would think he come through it means something to him. He's a shit house. I got a lot of time for Magalhaes, man. I got a lot of time for Magalhaes, but we're going off topic. So yeah, Declan Rice, Raya, Trossard, Zubamendi, who you lot going for? I'd give it Trossard. Boy said Zubamendi. Feel a bit sorry for Raya because no one's really going to go with you. Declan Rice deserves it, to be fair, but I feel we've probably handed him and Timber probably too many of them, if I'm brutally honest. So maybe things have to switch ever so slightly, man. but it is what it is. Uh, Trossard probably deserves Player of the Month for December, but I see Zuby getting slandered so much when he's actually good that I got to vote for him. I hear it. I hear it. Yeah, but that's not Trossard's fault, though, man. That's not Trossard's fault. So yeah, people. When asked on any fresh injuries, no, we haven't trained yet. So today is going to be the first training session with the players who started against Villa. We'll know more this afternoon on if Declan Rice's knee has reduced. Not yet. We have another session today. So let's see how he comes in today and how that's feeling. But the Villa game was too early for him. Obviously, Declan Rice has travelled. Calafiori and Mascara both out. We have read that segment about the strikers on our improved discipline this season with 6 fewer red cards. Well, to be fair, I'm not going to lie, Marino, I never saw it, but I think you're a lucky boy against Aston Villa, you know, a lucky boy, especially if he's on that yellow card. Well, deserved a bit of that luck because we've seen man sent off for less. We saw Martinelli, them. Who was it against? Leeds or Wolves, where Martinelli got sent off for that nonsense. David Luiz comes to mind. Declan Rice against Brighton comes to mind. And I think the most scandalous of all the injustice, yeah, not that I'm that fan, I think of all of them, yeah, genuinely, I know we're a couple of years away from it, but how did Kovacic not get 2 yellow cards when we played them at the Emirates? How? Like, how? When you clamped Odegaard, I don't know who else he clamped, but I just remember the Odegaard one. How? That was scandalous. But anyways, we know how important it is to maintain your 11 players on the pitch as much as possible. We failed to do that last year. We lost both games against Bournemouth. And man, want to rest players. We need to be serious. Oh shit, we did lose both. Well, yeah, we went down to 10 men at their place. And obviously, Howson, who's now Real Madrid, they done what they needed to do. I'm sure Rice actually scored against Bournemouth. And we know the difficulty of that. We know how good a team they are, how they can threaten you from every angle. So we know the difficulty of the game tomorrow. On what we're considering in January, we have gone over that. But once again, just for you lot, we are open to every option. Obviously, we can find a solution that is short, medium, and long. It's always much better because it gives you stability and you don't have to constantly start a process with a new player. But let's see what happens. Let's see what the news is in the next few weeks, and we'll try to make the right decision. Oh, how could I forget Tommy against Palace? Trossard sent off against City. Bro, I don't even want to do the woe is me. I've just accepted there's every fan base will cry about injustice, but there's one rule for us and next one for others. Just got to find a way. I wish life was fair. We just got to find a way, man. Diaz escaped a second yellow against Forest. More blatant than Marino's. Don't want to hear the crying from rivals. I'm not going to lie. I do think, and I'm not going to lie. I could see why it's a sending off, and you could argue, yeah. But I think that was a coming together with Diaz. Now, maybe there's a bit of dark arts. He's not looking, he's made a trip. Only he could tell me if that was the case. But I'll be honest. Yeah, I do think that wasn't a second yellow. I do know though, if that was us, marching orders, mate. Marching orders. For me, don't even have Rice in today's squad. I would have played MLS in for Rice. I don't want to say give up, but the MLS in midfield thing ain't coming anytime soon. Big up, DG. All the best for 2026. Thanks for the joy you brought us. Hope it continues until May. Stay blessed, bro. One love. Right back at you, McLean Emmanuel. You're far too kind, man. Far too kind. Stuart, appreciate you as well. One game at a time, people come on the Arsenal facts. Facts and more facts, man. All we can do is just keep going. I'm starting to believe Ranieri will go on loan, you know, honestly. I think he will, especially now you got Jesus back, Kai back. Obviously, injuries can strike at any moment. Every player is very important. Every player has a role. That role can change throughout the season for different reasons, and everyone has to be ready to play. So that tells me Arteta is indirectly saying, brother, you're not in the immediate plans, but there could be a combination of form, injuries, changing dynamics, you just getting a chance. There's been a lot of football and a lot of talking points. There's a lot to be made. And he's right, he has a role. But the role Ranieri has at this moment in time, you could argue that there is no need to go on loan. You can learn and got to take time with young players. But then you could argue the role he's got right now is not the role he needs. He needs to go somewhere and play football if that's not going to be the case. I don't know, though, people. And especially with Dalman back, I'm starting to believe Dalman probably be on the bench a bit more than Ranieri. If the loan's right, do it. On Maresca leaving, don't no one care about that. On what the mood is like amongst the team. It was very good after the game against a really top opposition, again, to perform and to win in the manner that we did. Great. Now we focus on Bournemouth. We know how tough it's going to be tomorrow, obviously today, and everyone is going to be at it on what we learned from the defeats against Bournemouth last season. Pardon me. There were two very different games. Obviously, a game that until the 30th minute when Saliba gets surprisingly sent off, another dodgy decision. It was a different game that we managed. We had some chances, but we managed to lose the game. Our home display at the beginning, it was very dominant and ended up in a poor way for us. So again, you've got to be perfect for 90 euros. take it, kill oppositions, kill teams. So a lot to learn. Huge respect for them. I know Adoni really well and what he's doing. I think it's incredible. I'm watching all the teams they've played this season and against the top sides, how difficult they made it and how they haven't got results against them as well is difficult to understand. How pleased he's been with Trossard, who has our most goal involvements this season. I think he's been very consistent, very stable, but as have all our front players. Oh, Arteta, you're not wrong, but I don't make you right. I don't believe that. I'm going to give Gyokeres all the chances. Jury's still out. Eze's done well in moments, not really seeing stuff. Madueke, what would be the right word? Expectations adjusted, innit? Madueke, cool, no real energy for you. Saka, I do think we've seen a great Saka. It's a good Saka, and I think some people are doing too much, but you're another one. I don't know for that, if I'm honest with you. Trossard's been the standout, if I'm completely honest, Gaffer. I would say because they've contributed throughout the season so far in a great way. That's true. Whether it's starting or whether as an impact player as well. So that's what we need. Wherever we put them, they will bring different qualities to the team, but I think they're in a good moment. On the hunger from our attacking players to start matches, yes, to want to start, but as well fulfilling their role. When they have to come in an extraordinary way, I love saying extraordinary, innit? That's something that we have improved a lot. So every time we bring players on the pitch, they're really deciding the games. That's what we need. On our 4-point lead at the top of the Premier League, I never knew that. That's great. It's where we are. We're really happy in that position that we are. It can always be better. There are things to improve. And the only thing we know is that it's always the next game. And we know how tough it is for every opponent to beat them. On the consistency required to win the title. Yes, but we're still in early January. So we have another 5 months to go. And so far, we have to do much more. On speaking about discipline ahead of the season, I don't need to read that because if you don't remember, the Athletic came out and said that that was actually a big conversation the players had amongst themselves. Some of the sending offs have been unjust throughout the years. Sometimes it's the poor discipline. On Rice's ability to master every position he plays in, I think it's very positive for him, for the club, for the team, and in general in football. A player that has that mindset, that capacity to adapt, and has attributes that can fulfill different roles, he makes it much better as a team. On how much, we've gone over the XG thing, thank the Lord. On if Rice should have come off against Brighton. No, that's normal. Sometimes you get hit, and throughout the game, you're able with adrenaline, and because you're warm, able to sustain that. Then the body reacts. It reacted probably more than we expected. Unfortunately, that's where we are. The first thing, what can we do better? The second thing is the reality of the sport that we play. But looking back at the last 3 seasons, we've had fewer days of injuries than before. So it's how you look at it. We have injuries that you have to separate. The traumatic ones, the ones that are muscle injuries, and we have to improve, but we are better than some other years. On players coming back from injury and allowing us to be more flexible. At the end, I think we have to talk about performance, not rotation. We want performance, the highest performance, every 3 days or throughout the game, and that's where we have to look at it. And in order to achieve that, who are the best players in the best condition with the best relationship to fulfill that? On if Trossard's gone up a level. I think he's gone up a level every season. He's such an intelligent player. He's a player that really wants it. He's found his level. He's found his maturity here. And I think his confidence level is higher. He's a player that can create magic moments and a very important player for us. Finally seeing like the Trossard I thought we'd get at Brighton because, he's looking very good this season, man. Our Freddie Lomberg this year. Watkins misses a sitter. I think Arteta shouldn't have let Skelly or Wanyeri stay this season after a fast track last season. They're going to want to play. I disagree with Miles Lewis-Skelly and I disagree with Wanyeri. I think there could have been a case for Wanyeri to go out on loan. I did say in August, I thought, you know what, first couple of months of the season, let's assess where we're at in January. We're getting to that period. Ready for our 6th away win of the season. We will get pegged back later in the season, so we got to grind another clean sheet today. It'd be lovely. Yeah, agree. Arteta is not in a hurry to play Wanyeri or MLS in midfield. Facts, man. Facts. Like, it's the reality of the situation. And to a degree, we are just in 3 points mode. And as long as we win the title, it is what it is. On if he's keen for Trossard to extend his contract. We're all very happy with him. He knows what we talked about many times. And I think he's very happy here as well. On the importance of finishers coming off the bench. Very important. And you don't know if you're going to be a finisher or starter, or sometimes you have to come in because a player gets injured in the warm-up. We've seen that many a time. So that's how ready you have to be. It's a joy because the players are really committed, really willing to participate in whatever role they have on the day. That's what we need. On the fact we have not won the league the last 5 times we've been top at New Year's Day. Let's break it. For sure, give some good ones next time. How desperate the players are to change that. That's what they transmit every single day when they're with us, training or in every match. You can see the desire. You can see the energy they put in, how much they want it, and that's what we need. Still 5 months to go. So take it day by day. Enjoy that process of being where we're at and go for it. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. We've gone over that desire thing. Obviously, Mascara and Calafiori are not playing a part today. Rice has travelled. Whether he'll play any part remains to be seen. Areola said Arsenal have been unbelievable this season. I think they are a team that you can compare with anybody offensively, but probably defensively without the ball, they are elite. They're the best team in the league. They don't concede chances, and there's a reason they're top of the league. I think they've been really close past years. Now they're getting better. They are a more complete squad with more depth, with trying to make it happen and win the league, and they're on their way. Right now, they've been the best team until today. They are very complete. They have incredible squad depth. They now have recovered also Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz up front, so they can use their striker in different ways. Recovering also Odegaard, they can use him. It's not the same when they play with Eze or they play with Odegaard. They have a lot of options. They can also alter the games during halftime after the subs, and they've created a culture. I think Mikel has created a culture of being an elite team and having the humility from players who also work a lot to do all the stuff that you need to win games. That's the reason mainly they are so good at it. Big up yourself, Areola. I don't really want to talk about Gyokeres, if I'm honest. I don't really want to talk about Jamie Carragher, but in the name of giving you lot talking points and seeing where you lot's headspace are at, what do you feel of this? If we isolate the message from the messenger, Gyokeres should not be starting for Arsenal. When Arsenal have players like Gabriel Jesus, I think Jesus is back to full fitness. Gyokeres will not be starting for Arsenal. I would love to know if he said that in January, in the summer, people. Odegaard showing his prowess. Odegaard's return to form. Let's just see the bulk of this, people. There must be some. Okay, that's his pass map against Aston Villa. You know, you look at him per 90 minutes this season. For chances created, he's fourth. For chances created in open plays, third. For through balls, first. For line breaking passes in the final third, he's second. For passes in the opposition box, he's third. Odegaard ranks fourth for chances created per 90 minutes, bro. Odegaard, show them what you're on, because there's been too much talking. Show them who you are, man. A Mikel Arteta exclusive. Arsenal boss calls for Gyokeres and rest of his squad to embrace title race noise. Embrace it. They're going to talk regardless. Noise is good because it means you're in a place you want to be. Being in contention to win big trophies is going to generate debate and emotion. You can learn from all that noise. The demands we have right now are something very natural. And for Gyokeres, he said it will click eventually. Goals scored, he's 18th in the league, but he's first for Arsenal. Expected goals, he's 12th. Big chances scored, he's 12th. Touches in the hot box, he's 10th. Shots on target, 28th. I think if you go back this time last season, you will find something similar around Kai Havertz. So yes, Gyokeres needs to do a lot more, but there's probably something deeper. Although 5 goals in 22 appearances, it does make him look rubbed. What has Arteta said? He's going to continue to have a lot of noise around him for the next 5 years. Since day one, you sign as a number 9 for Arsenal with the background he has and the expectation at Arsenal, and us dying for a striker, and the move and the projectedness and the people who have played up front for Arsenal, and you've taken the 14 shirt. It happens, people. What I would say for Gyokeres, the only way is up. I won't say rock bottom, but a lot of Arsenal fans and football fans don't rate you. They mock your touch. They mock everything. So if you have a bad game today, God forbid, nothing changes. Be fearless. And the one thing I'm hanging on to with Gyokeres, you look through your career. When I think of Gyokeres, I think adversity. You were doubted when you went to Portugal. You've been doubted now. You were doubted when you went to the Championship. You were doubted at Brighton. You were doubted in your homeland if you read a lot of his interviews. Let's go. Let's go. But he's right. He has the expectation at Arsenal that he's not going to go away. That's life of being an Arsenal 9. There's an expectation when you put the shirt on. He knew that it was part of the plan. I see him every day and in the meeting, how much he wants to do well. The way he is working every single match, it will click. One thing is missing at the moment, scoring more goals, but he's doing the other things right. And to be fair, when you're doing the other things right, normally things click into place. That was the plan, that we have that level of competition in the team, different qualities and different players. I saw after the game when Jesus scored, Kai and Viktor were together. That was magic. I see how much they care about each other, how much they're happy for each other. It's a joy as a manager. And he wants us to fight for it. Do what you feel and what you feel is best for you. Fight for it and go for it. Okay, big up the gaffer on that. And obviously, Areola said Semenyo was going to play today, people, potentially. There is a lot of rumours with Mr. Wanyeri. It's understood Bournemouth are joined by other Premier League clubs in their interest in a loan move for Wanyeri this month. The club are conscious that there he is, I don't know what English that is, but I guess the club are conscious that he's in need of consistent senior minutes, and the player himself is keen for game time, as he should. Anyone on the bench is going to want to play, especially now we're half decent. Now, this Mo underscore Arsenal guy, I don't know if he's talking any facts or he's talking was people, but for what it's worth, apparently Gerhi wants to leave Crystal Palace and also prefers to stay in London. If Arsenal make a move for him, he will join Arsenal. Salary is not an issue. Mikel Arteta's plan is to move MLS into midfield, which will create space for Mark Gerhi in Arsenal's defence. I wouldn't discount Mark Gerhi's ability to play fullback. Obviously, with the injuries, I'd like him to be there. I don't know if this guy is talking anything. Such is life. MLS will probably play centre mid next season if this was gospel. At some point, he'd probably have to play left back owing to the injuries. I'm having Gerhi. We all remember the scenes after the League Cup game against Crystal Palace. Where you look at with that one, folks, man. Big up yourself, TW, as well, man. Well, go on to you, DG. Right back at you. All the best for this year, 2026. Just tuned in for the live stream. Confident about Bournemouth game. As for the league, it's ours to lose. We'll see it. What would be the best loan move for Wanyeri? I don't know, man. I would love him to go Palace. I think you'd learn a lot at Bournemouth. A part of me wants you to stay in the Prem. But if, I wouldn't even rule out Germany or France would be if he could go Strasbourg. I know with the Chelsea stuff, because that's a physical league. You just need him to get minutes, man. But he's clearly not. He would be lacking match fitness to a degree if he left today and went on loan. Obviously, adapting to a new club in January is mad. We don't know what that team would be fighting for. He might find himself in a similar situation on the bench. But even that, if that was to be the case, you're on course to play a lot more football in that situation than you are now, isn't it? So it's interesting. Can't say no to Gerhi. That Mo guy's a waffler. Don't trust him. Well, there we have it then. Neil, appreciate you. Smash the like button, as the man said. And don't forget to turn your notification bells on, because we will be watching Bournemouth Arsenal together, people, at 4:30. Victor Osimhen apparently has been offered to Bayern Munich via intermediaries. Should we get involved? There's got to be something wrong with him. I don't know if there's like a question marks over his fitness, his attitude. I don't want to be that guy. But I just struggle to understand how, in this day and age of number nines, there's not really any standout ones. He's been there and no one's gone for him, to the point where he's offering himself to Bayern Munich, where they've got Harry Kane. So is it wage demands? Is it his agent? There's got to be something, because too many big clubs have turned it down or not even explored the opportunity. I'm tired of Rodrigo rumors, but for you lot, Brazil winger Rodrigo wants to leave Real Madrid amid interest from Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool. He has recently ended a 32-game goal drought and has begun showing why the teams are interested in him. Anyone believe that? Completely off topic, but we should laugh at Chelsea. The last 4 Chelsea managers have all failed to beat Mikel Arteta's Arsenal: Pochettino, Frank Lampard, Graham Potter, and now Enzo Maresca. Should we go for Morgan Rogers? Because he was waxing lyrical about us, innit? Arsenal are a good team. They're where they are in the league for a reason. They're relentless. They keep going. I thought that we were really good in the first half. Same, to be fair. We were really proud of the way we played. Probably on another day, we might have created that more clear-cut chance to maybe go in front. But we were really solid, really good. Then in the second half, they piled on the pressure again. It's tough at the Emirates to come to a place like this. We know it's difficult. We knew we had to ride our luck. They were clinical, and ultimately that's what happens. That's the Premier League. Fair enough, Morgan. Chelsea apparently remain interested in Premier League duo Morgan Rogers and Ethan Wanyeri. Wanyeri, don't go there. You're better off going somewhere else, because they just see you as a meal ticket. They'll pay you a lot. They might even blood you. It is a British team and things like that. But they're signing bare young players. Nobody's fulfilling potential. You're better off taking a step back. A part of me does feel, how life would have looked if we sent Wanyeri to Crystal Palace on loan when we got Eze. There's no smoke without fire, DG. It does seem like there's a chance. Osimhen and his agent is money-grabbing whores. That's the reason he's not been signed to a big club. Gerhi is a quality centre-back. I'd have him at Arsenal, but is he going to sit on the bench and be a rotation option while Saliba and Gabby are regular starters? I don't know. That is a factor, but I don't think the system's going to change, but the system can change. The amount of games being played, we've seen Saliba and Magalhaes injured in the last 2 seasons now, or in 2025, both have big injuries. Also, who's to say he can't take Gabriel? I don't believe it, but who is to say he can't take Saliba or Magalhaes' spot? And there's been cases where both have been injured. Don't get it twisted. I make you right. I do think if Arsenal offered Gerhi something, it's Arsenal. He's going to listen. Staying in London, all his England colleagues here. He's seeing that firsthand what Arsenal are about, because he's played against us under Arteta a number of times. But then you're right. He might go, Saliba and Gabriel have just signed new deals. I might struggle. Not that I'm not saying he doesn't back himself, because if you're coming here, you need to back yourself. I don't care if you're Calafiori, Hincapie, Miles Lewis Skelly, Timber, Benjamin White, all them defensive options. All of you lot should believe you're the guys. The same goes for everyone else in the positions. But he might go, oh, I could get, I'm sure everyone in the Premier League and all the clubs will throw their hats into the ring. He's also linked with a free transfer to Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid's biggest club in the land, give or take, with Man United, right? But it's quite clouded at centre-half what they're doing. Rudiger and Alaba are probably going, but they've just brought in Howson. I'd back Gurhey above Howson on current form, but you don't know if he's necessarily going to start. I wonder if he goes back to Chelsea. I actually think Chelsea might get free transfers of both Rudiger and Gurhey. Because if you're Gurhey, we've gone over Arsenal. Spurs, you're not going to go there. Listen, there's no ambition. Chelsea obviously came through the academy. You look at those centre-halves. You look at Arsenal eligible players to play centre-half. You look at Chelsea's. Who would you rather, if you're Gurhey, who would you fancy? I could take Fifana on the spot. I'm better than Chalobah. Listen, big up Levi Colwill, but me and him could be a partnership. Is linked with City. I don't know how you'd view the City one. Guardiola, Diaz, it is a difficult one, but kind of the same like Arsenal. Liverpool, who have been linked with him as well. Kanate's probably cutting on a free. Van Dijk's not going to be there forever. You're going to be part of some level of a new look defense. Man United, people can say what they want. It's still Manchester United. They play a back three, assuming they don't change formations. He could go there. Be interested to see what guy he's doing. And Palace, man. Free transfers are going to happen, innit? But I feel sorry for Palace. They should be getting some peace for him, man. They really should. Is there any other transfer news on this website? What's this transfer twist? Nonsense. What's this? Zubimendi has settled brilliantly at Arsenal and has proved to be their best summer signing so far. Yeah. What's this? My dog still lives in Spain. Bring your dog over, man. The thing is that I live alone here and he doesn't deserve that kind of life. He deserves better. He wants the son. He's happy with my dad. Let's see what happens in the future. But right now I'm settling. Hey, someone can't be a matchmaker for Zubimendi and Gyokeres. Didn't Gyokeres leave his missus to come here? What's going on there, Zubimendi, man? And yeah, we know he was close to signing for Liverpool. They're going to have to let it go. You can see why Liverpool needed a 6 and you can see why Real Madrid needed a 6. So yeah, big us up for that one. What's this? We've gone over that slightly. Anyways, Arsenal submit offer to sign Real Madrid starting strategy to unlock stratospheric move. Yeah, man. Don't say them words. We're being linked with Arda Güler again. I would have him, but it's almost as lazy as the Rodrigo links. But apparently, we're reportedly keen on signing Turkey international Arda Güler. He's an Arsenal player. Ozil, give him a ring. We should have got him when he was at Fenerbahce. I don't know if he's going to leave Real Madrid anytime soon. If I'm Real Madrid, I'm doing what I did with Odegaard. Like, he might not make it at Real Madrid, even though I do back Arda Güler, but surely you send him on loan for a season or two before you get rid. And then if, you get where I'm going in it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But if there's a strategy, why not? This reporter said, the European transfer market is abuzz with the possibility of a stratospheric move involving Arsenal, Arda Güler, and Real Madrid. The London club has set its sights on the Turkish starlet to make a definitive leap forward in midfield and attacking wing positions. And again, if you signed him in January, Ranieri therefore has to go out on loan. Arsenal is devising a highly aggressive financial strategy to convince Real Madrid's board to part ways with one of their most promising assets. The English club believes a loan deal with an obligation to buy could unlock the departure of the young Turkish international. Despite this, Arsenal face missing out on Güler, as it's also claimed that Real Madrid boss Xabi Alonso is providing the main obstacle for this transfer. Alonso is said to be showing unwaverable faith in Arda Güler's potential and considers him a cornerstone of his future rotation, while he already has expressed his desire to retain the Turkish midfielder, seeing him as a game changer for competing on all fronts. So, yeah, creative journalism. Is Gyokeres struggling to adapt or being misused? That'd be interesting. You know what? We'll go over that in the live stream or the watch along, really, because it adds to stuff. Arsenal hold talks over new defender loan after transfer agreement expires. Maldini Kukuri is probably in talks to extend his loan at Morecambe. No point playing under 21s football. You're not going to get an opportunity in the first team. So go and make a career for yourself. Even playing non-league for a young player is better than being in the 21s, if I'm completely honest with you. I do think there's a piece from this on Ranieri where apparently Ranieri going on loan is described as wide of the mark, or Ranieri to Bournemouth. Where is it? Because I saw the tweet, like the man who made this article. He said Ranieri, it sounds like West. So maybe he just replied to his own tweet to get me to click this, mate. Arteta backs use of summer signings as Eze and Noni Madueke minutes questioned. Anyone couldn't. I understand the Eze questions of recent, but when Eze's played a lot of games, bro. But I don't understand the Madueke ones because I think Madueke is kind of in the role he's at now. If you're doing the most over Madueke, is because you're not necessarily happy with what you're seeing allegedly from Mr. Bakayo. I speak to every player. The players always need to understand, and the manager needs to understand how each one is feeling, assess games, assess the emotion state. Ebbs has played more games, more minutes than ever at this time. He's played, I think, 22 of 28 games or something like this. He's never played that much football, so we're on a good track. Fair enough. And what has he said here? From who? What they need to do is be prepared like they've been, and when they have the opportunity to play, perform like any other player. This is no different. There have been periods where they have played every 3 days. Sometimes they've played too much. Noni as well has been injured for a while, and we have to manage and monitor his load. With Ebbs, the first few months, we had some great moments with him. We had some other moments where there are things we need to improve. We're on that journey. The good thing is that they want it so badly. The way they come in every single day and how much they want to give to the team and impact the game is great to witness. That mentality needs to remain. Boy, I heard you was happy with the Yildiz links and you want Yildiz. This might pour cold water on your stuff. Arsenal and Liverpool appear used by agent, deal now closed. Towards the end of December, Tutto Sport reported Liverpool and Arsenal are interested in Juventus's Kenan Yildiz. This interest, and similar from elsewhere, sparked the Italian club into making progress over a new contract. They had initially faced struggles in that regard, but positive signs were starting to emerge. Gazzetta dello Sport covers the 20-year-old's future in Turin. Liverpool and Arsenal wanting him is covered again. While this puts Juventus under pressure, the players never push for a move. Bayern Munich also like him, but Yildiz would rather stay at Juventus. I mean, a return to Bayern on the cards? I don't know. How they let him go for free? Crazy. The attacker feels like a real symbol of the club and also has a close connection with the heritage and history. The old lady are now prepared to hand Yildiz a salary of 6 million per season. This is a big upgrade on his current wage of 1.5 million euros per season, making him among the highest paid players of the side, especially with Vlahovic going on a free. Now the players' entourage and Juventus are expecting a deal to be finalized soon. The first few weeks of 2026 are likely to be decisive, with the new contract to expire in 2030 or 31. Bearing in mind, currently he's contracted until 2029. This should rule out any chance of Arsenal or Liverpool signing the Turkey international. Likely, they never really had a chance due to the players' intentions. It was all his entourage rushing Juventus into a renewal with your George Mendes involved in all of it. I don't think anything. I just think it's the papers taking everybody around the houses. But yeah, we're still linked with Yildiz, Galer, Rodrigo. We're still going to get linked with the same names. Obviously, as you can see there, Declan Rice has travelled. Is there anything else? Don't appear that there's anything. Aubameyang's been banned by the national team. Yeah, it's looking a bit dark for Gabon. Big up trouble. Ranieri starts today and everyone's going to want him to stay. Money talks. I know Yildiz is for sale at the right price. Ethan to Palace on loan is a shout. Good club to develop at. Elise, Eze, Zaha have all shined there. Berta, you know what to do. To be fair, Spurs not showing ambition. They've won one more European trophy than Arsenal. Have great stuff. So have Aston Villa, so have Nottingham Forest. If you're a 50-year-old Spurs fan, you've seen them win the Europa before. We're clearly a more ambitious club than us. Don't compare us to Spurs. Little old Arsenal ain't won the title for 20 odd years. Ain't won something in Europe of significance. The minute we take man's wifey, Eze's about to go there. Hey, get in the car, man. Allow that. Stop being a Man United cunt and twerking for the pagans. Focus, man. Can't believe you're not watching the old firm. Not great football, but absolute bottle. You almost got me there, man. There's no... Oh, sorry, seen that already. So yeah, people, man. With that, I'm going to let you lot enjoy what's left of your Saturday. I'm going to link up with you lot at 4:30 an hour before kickoff. Appreciative to having you lot tuned in. Please make sure we're subscribing and smashing the like button. Peace. Yours